In the 3rd century BC, China was going through one of its most turbulent and changing periods. The country was divided into competing kingdoms, each seeking to control the other, led by the state of Qin, which was able to expand its influence and unify large parts of China. But behind this unification were fierce battles, and one of the most distinguished leaders of this period was General Xiang of the Kingdom of Chu. Xiang was known for his military audacity and strategic intelligence. He was not just a traditional military leader, but a warrior with a strong leadership personality and the ability to inspire enthusiasm in the souls of his soldiers. When he decided to stand up to the Kingdom of Qin, he knew that the battle would not be easy. Qin had taken over most of the kingdoms and was able to build an invincible army. Xiang decided to fight the great battle on the banks of the Yangtze River, where he wanted to have the final victory. He gathered his army, which numbered hundreds of thousands of soldiers, and began crossing the river, advancing toward the territory of Qin. As the army unloaded equipment and men, the sky was overcast, suggesting that dangerous events were coming. The night before they reached the other side was tense, but Xiang had an unexpected plan. After the army rested in camp, the general made a bold decision that no one would forget. He ordered all the ships that had transported his army across the river to be burned. For many, this decision was risky, as it left them no way back home. Xiang gathered his soldiers at dawn and gave them a passionate speech in which he said, "We now have only one choice: victory or death. There is no way back. The ships are burning, the sea is behind us, and the enemy is in front of us. Either we defeat them, or we die here. Let us advance without fear, for the despair in our hearts makes us stronger." His words set his soldiers on fire. There was no choice but to retreat or flee, and they had to fight with all they had. This unconventional decision made the army a solid, unwavering mass, as the soldiers realized that if they did not fight with courage and determination, there would be no hope of survival. The battle between the Qin army and the Xiang army raged fiercely. For days, the clashes continued on rugged and dangerous terrain. The two armies fought in a state of mercilessness, as both sides knew that defeat meant the end. But what made Xiang army special was their high morale and determination to win, as there was no savior waiting for them across the river. In the end, Xiang was able to achieve a historic victory. Although the Qin army was outnumbered, the fighting spirit he ignited in the hearts of his soldiers after burning the ships made them fight like men who had nothing to lose. This victory was a turning point in the wars that tore China apart, and Xiang became a symbol of courage and sacrifice. However, Xiang fate after this victory was not a happy one. Years later, his political influence began to wane around him, and he became a target for his enemies who saw him as a threat to their rule. Although he continued to fight other battles, his end was tragic, as he ultimately chose to end his life rather than fall into the hands of his enemies. The story of Xiang and his determination not to retreat remains one of the most influential tales in ancient Chinese history.